Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 9 of Art with Carol, and we are leaving vegetables behind this week as I told you, and we're going to move on to some birds. We're going to do a few lessons of birds. I have been noticing lots of Steller Jays out in my yard, and I've been feeding them peanuts actually, and my goal is to try and get them to eat out of my hand this summer. They did it once 2 years ago, so we will see. Anyway, we are going to do a Steller Jay this week, and you're going to need a pencil and eraser, and you're going to need your pencil crayons. Excuse me. And you can either use a Sharpie or a black pencil crayon. If you want to, I'm going to be drawing today with a Sharpie so that you'll be able to see really easily, hopefully, what I'm doing. So you can stop the video and go and get your supplies and then come on back. Okay, so we are ready for our Steller Jay. So what we're going to do is you just need a piece of paper up right about here. So there's the corner of the paper coming down about 2/3 of the way up. We're just going to do a circle that's going to be his eye. Little small circle. They have kind of beady little eyes. And then we're going to color that in, leaving one little white spot. Okay, like that. So it's kind of like you can see the white of his eyes. Okay, or the light is shining on it. Okay, after that, then we're just going to do a little V. Pretty close. That's not even a finger space, maybe half a finger space away on a bit of an angle. This is going to be the top of his beak. Okay. Then, you know, they've got that comb on the top of their head that sticks up like a crown. So we're just going to make a line like that. So it goes right at the edge, right at the tip of the V, and just goes up. That's going to be the comb at the top of his head. And then we're going to make another line going down this way. And we're going to bring it all the way down like this. That's going to be his belly, and it's going to be where his leg starts. Remember to just stop this video. Don't panic. Just pause it whenever you need to erase or you want to redo or see what I've done. All right, let's come back up here and let's make some zigzag lines for the little crown or comb like this. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to bring it all the way down and around like that. Okay. Now, inside his face, I have noticed that he's kind of wearing a mask. So we're going to start right at that little V line again, and we're going to go up like this, and we're going to make some more of those little zigzags. 1, 2, 3, and around like that. Doesn't have to be exact like mine. I have never looked so closely to know if it's exactly looks like that on one of them or not. I don't know. All right, now we're ready to make his beak. So we just need to make a line from the top part of that V again and just kind of hooks down just a little bit. That's maybe a finger space long. And then this line is going to come all the way up to the center of the V. Okay, like that. Oop, my pen is running out. And then we've got to make the bottom part of the beak. We're going to make it just a little bit shorter than the first one. It's going to come down around like that. There. There's his beak. Now we can really see him starting to come along. Okay, now let's get the back of his neck, kind of like that. And then we're going to, we have this line coming all the way down here. Now we want a line on this side that comes down almost as far but spaced apart, and this is going to be the back of one of his wings. So it's going to come down like that. Okay. That's maybe 3 finger spaces apart. Okay, we're going to come back up in here again and start right about here on his neck, maybe a finger space apart. And we're just going to come down like this. And then down like that. That's going to be one wing. Okay. And again, don't stress. I'm going a little bit quickly here because we also have to color it, but you can stop the video whenever you need to. Now I'm going to make another line coming down from here. This is the rest of his wing. Kind of like that. Because he has definite sort of patterns of wings, of feathers on his wings. And under here, we're going to come around like this and connect that to there. And again, another little line like that for the end. Okay. Now, I also want to have just a little line here. That's sort of where his back is. There's one wing, there's the other wing, and that's his back. Just helps to show that. Okay, now we're going to do his tail. So start up here at the outside wing. And you're just going to make a line all the way down around. And then start at maybe this middle of this other wing and bring it right down around like this. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a thing like that. And then inside, it's kind of like he's got some markings on his that are really black at the bottom. Okay, how are you doing? Just go ahead and erase if you need to. Hopefully you can see this really clearly. Okay, underneath, this is the beginning of his leg here. We're going to come up like this for the rest of the leg and over like this, so it's like his underside. And then we're going to bring that leg down. And remember, in my picture, he's going to be grabbing on to a little branch. So when he comes down, I'm going to make that a little bit thicker, a little thicker leg. So you can fill that in. And then there's his second leg back here. Just fill that in a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to make the branch so that we'll be able to have his toes curling around the branch. So we'll make the branch first. Just start down near the bottom of your page. And just it can be kind of a little bit wiggly line, because it's like a twig, right? There. And then come back down and do the same on the other side. And we're missing that spot because his tail's over top of it. Let's come up this way. And down a bit. You can really make this the twig any way you want to. There. I'm just going to do it like that. And then we're going to give it some leaves and we'll color it. But first, let's go back to this foot. And let's just take, at the bottom where you made it thicker, just make it come around like that. And then that's his back claw. Then he has front claws that come up from this way. So there's his front claw coming up around. And then the same with this one. Start down here where the leg meets the branch and just go around. So it looks like it's hugging onto that branch. And then the front claw is coming up the other side. There. There we go. Now it's complete except for the leaves. And we can start to color. So just don't be too critical of yourself. Just do your best And remember, you're supposed to be having fun, right? All right, so I'm going to be using black and dark blue a lot. And when I'm blending them together, because they're really a dark blue color and black, and then they have some really bold light blue on their tails and on their wings. But when you're blending, I find it's better if you put the blue down first and then put the black on top. So watch what I mean. I'm going to color him in here. And this is a navy blue that I'm using. It's called. So it's a darker blue. And I want to make it pretty dark. And I want to fill in all my spaces so it doesn't look scribbly. And I noticed that the Steller Jay's face is more black, so we're going to do that in a minute. But first I'm just going to show you coloring my blue, and then watch when I put my black over top of it. It really becomes a darker blue. To me, it really catches what the color is in those Steller Jays. They're such a black blue. I love them. And they are such tricky little guys. In the morning, if I don't get out early enough to give them peanuts, they're squawking at me. So that's kind of whenever we do dark blue, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the black over top of it. Now, take your black, because like I said, his face is mostly black. But one big thing is, I noticed they have this little part right here where the V is. I'm making it a little bit thicker. And then it's almost like they're wearing a mask. I'm going to come up like this and around like this. I'm going to color that really, really dark. They wear this weird little mask. I'm going to go right into that. There we go. Take a look at them sometime. You'll be amazed. I love them. We don't have them on the East Coast. In Nova Scotia, we have blue jays, but not Steller Jays. All right, now the rest of his face is also black, but not quite as dark. So we're going to use a little lighter value under the eye, but still in this section, to make a lighter black. There we go. And being careful to fill in all my little spaces, so I don't want it to look scribbly. And then his beak, oh my gosh, they've got such strong black beaks. So we're going to give that a good grayish color. All right, now coming down his chest, I notice his chest is quite black. So, and then it's going to blend into the black blue. But at first, I'm just going to kind of go like this there. And I'm going to color this part quite black. It's like really oily black when you look at them. They're very cute. And then we're going to blend, as they get down to their belly, they get more blue. So we'll put the blue in. And then remember, after I have this blue in here, I'm going to go back over it with the black, because it's a really black blue. So a little bit lighter, but blending it up into the dark chest. Their underbelly is quite dark. There. Now, they have got, they've got almost a checker pattern on their wings and on their tail, I've noticed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across like this and like this. And I'm going to color this top half that blue-gray. So blue first. See, this is why it's helpful after you draw with pencil, you might want to go over the pencil with a black marker, which is what I started with, or you might want to go over the your lines, outline it with a black pencil crayon, just so that when you start coloring, all these lines show up really good. Looks like a little detailed sketch. My pencil crayon is a bit too sharp, and so it's making it kind of those squiggly lines or scratchy lines. Okay, and then go over that with the black. There we go. A friend of mine who also feeds their Steller Jays said he's never seen a Steller Jay eat the peanuts. It's the peanuts in shells. And he says he thinks they take them and hide them. So I don't know about that. If you ever want something to look up, you could look that up. I never see them anywhere, but they'll sit on my ledge and they will get the peanuts. I'll have a pile there. And they'll pick them up one at a time and shake them in their mouth. And if they don't seem full enough to them, they'll put it down and pick another one. They're so smart. Okay, there's the back. Now, coming down there, I'm going to use an even lighter blue because they have this really light blue coming down. And I'm just going to do it kind of like this on the wings. And the under part of the wings are going to be black. But here's some light blue here. Now watch what I'm going to do. If you look at them, they look kind of like they have little black spots. So I'm just going to make like little black spots. You know, the wings would be coming down. So they're pretty even. They're like this. And I'll do it on the same on the other one. This wing is overlapping this one, so you can't see as many on this one. Okay, there's their little black spots. Then I'm going to take my dark blue. I'm going to blend it into the light blue. And I'm going to come right down, all the way down, like this, blending it in with the light. It's pretty amazing to me how their lighter blue feathers are like almost fluorescent. They're such a bright blue. I feel like they're electric. Okay, so there's his wings with the first layer. Now we want to put the black over top of it again to make it that dark blue black. And I'm going to do it kind of like this in lines, going up and down like their feathers do. And I'm going to kind of go this way a little, because when you look at them, they're kind of a checkerboard. It's pretty cool to look at them. So I'm going like that, and then like this. It's really fun if you find something that you like and just observe it. Look at it. Look at all the little details for it. And you start to see these things. All right, now the underside of that wing is quite black. So we're going to make this part of the wing quite black. There we go. Okay. And this part of the wing, same, quite black. It's the under feathers. Maybe it's their flight feathers. I don't know. I haven't studied them close enough. But I'm getting to know their cheeky ways, I'll tell you that. Okay, now for the tail. The tail has got those same little markings on them. So we're going to do a few of those little checkerboard marks on it. All the way down. And maybe one here. There we go. All right. And his tail has got lots of light blue. So let's do this really nice light blue. The tip of their tail is black, so I'm going to switch that. Do that right now so I don't forget and do it a different color. Just color that right in black. There we go. And then I'm going to go back. He has lots of really light blue, really brilliant. So I'm just going to come down like this. Not in, you know, it's kind of scribbly lines because all those feathers coming together. And then I'm going to mix in my darker blue. Like that. There we go. So that it's really mixed in really well together. And there. The other thing I've been seeing a lot of is hummingbirds. So we're going to color hummingbirds next week. We're going to draw them. And I'm going back over this with black lightly again because it's just the perfect blue-black color. Okay, I'm going over the whole thing. And then I'm going to kind of do this crisscross pattern and up and down. There. There is our little pesky Steller Jay. Now I'm going to color my branch. You can color it a mixture of brown and black, or you can go several different colors of brown if you want to. Just make it look more realistic. These are kind of realistic drawings of birds. And there's our Steller. You'll be able to frame this if you want to. You could use, oh, I've just gone outside the lines. So see, I'm not stressing. Don't stress about it. You could use pastels. You could also use watercolor, but if you do that, you're gonna want to have a really thin brush, right? Because these are really tiny little spaces that we're coloring. I'm going back over this with a little bit of black. Then we're gonna make some leaves on this tree. So I'm going to show you my secret for making leaves. Bring a line out like this. Then just go right up to the top of it like that. And we can do another one here. There. You don't have to do them my way, but that's how I do them. And just make a batch of leaves here and there wherever you want to make leaves. Let's see, I'll do some here. There we go. There, just a few leaves here and there. Okay, I'll show you this slowly again. Just make a line, start near the end of it, go all the way up to the point with a half circle, sort of. There. Now we can color those green. Or if you want it to be fall time, you could color them like fall leaves. Or if you wanted to make a cherry blossoms, you could put cherry blossoms on here instead. Some kind of little flowers. Or the other thing I notice that my Steller Jays like to do is they like to get at my grapevine. They like to eat my grapes. So you could make this grapes if you wanted to, instead of just a tree branch. There. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color it just a background with yellow. Now you don't have to use yellow. You could use light blue. I just thought since I have so much blue on the bird, maybe I'll make it be a nice bright day. So this is kind of when you're doing a background like this, it's just sort of a scribble. But always try to keep it going the same way. Okay, my pencil crayon there is getting dull quickly. So you can see I keep going the same way, back and forth, all the way up. Try to get in little spaces. And back up, just to make it a little more interesting than just having the bird on a white piece of paper. There. Now to finish off, oh, you know me, I love my little wonky frames. So I'm going to put a frame around it. Okay. There we go. You could do a frame in any color you wanted to. You could even make this frame, instead of just a frame, it could be vines. Oh, that'd be cool. All right, and then don't forget to put your name on it. And remember to get someone to take a picture of it for you, or do that yourself. Get someone to send it to me or to your teacher, and I will post it on the parent page on Friday. So I hope you have some Steller Jays in your future. Talk to you later. Bye.